Listen, it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stay on this front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, Erie County. How are we all doing today? I'll tell you what, it was a chilly day. That's okay. We don't mind chilly days because that's why they make sweatshirts. I saw people with jackets and little hats on, and yeah, that's all right. If you don't want to be cold, to be cold. We go from 80 some degrees down to like I saw people that were saying it was in the 40s out down south of here, but that's okay. That's what we like about Erie County. That's what we like about Pennsylvania. We get all the weathers. We get all the weathers, and that's okay. Yeah, but I tell you what, the Democrats are all huddling together at their little convention in Chicago, and man, I tell you what, it's amazing how the mainstream media is not showing what's going on outside the doors. I mean, we knew it was coming. They knew it was coming. They had the threat assets, and they knew that they were going to have problems. All the stores that were open, they boarded them up. They boarded them up. They built fake walls, and I'm like, listen, if you think these terrorists care about a $15 sheet of plywood from Lowe's or Home Depot. They're going to rip through that thing in about 5 minutes. They had the fences. Remember, hey Paula, you know the fences, those racist fences that nobody likes. You know, like the ones down the border, the ones that are around Joe Biden's house, and of course now that we're in Chicago doing that. What they do is their little pep rally, and that's fine. You know, I've been watching some of the photos, and I had to laugh. I absolutely had to laugh. Now I had to go and do some research, do some back of old ones. I've never seen at a Democrat cult meeting, big powwow in Chicago, where they all held up little signs and chanted USA, USA, USA. Now I'm like, now I know that Donald Trump doesn't have the market on that term, but it's funny. You go to all his rallies, USA. Well, now it's fight after getting almost shot in the head and killed. Um, but it's funny how these Democrats are so much. They know they're in trouble. They know they're in trouble. They know that they have been sliding down this hill of communism and all this, all these isms that they're pretending that they're not, and they are. Now all of a sudden they're getting patriotic because they know that people that live here actually like this country. They love this country. They have taken an oath to support and defend this country, not just to have a bunch 10 million people come in here and piss on our flags and rape and pillage as they feel fit, which is absolutely disgusting. And they showed these mostly peaceful protesters in Chicago taking hammers to the fences that they installed. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I knew, Lance. Nice picture, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, right. They were so confused. They thought they were in Trump country. Yeah, I know that. But it's nice to see everybody coming in. We appreciate that. We just got a lot of things to cover. I don't have a guest tonight. We were trying to keep it open because I have some people that I'm trying to get on the show, but I know they have a very, very tight schedules. So I've been kind of like not scheduling anybody just to make sure they say, "Hey, we want to call in and we want to do this." So that's how it is. Oh, I'd put some of these comments up here. The liberals were checking IDs. Thank you for the reminder, Lance. Yeah, they were worried about us big, mean, weird old people. We're gonna come back to that. I got the article up here, right here. Local, you know, blows my mind. The party of tolerance, how not tolerant they are. So IDs, fences are racist, and asking for IDs to vote is racist. But it's not racist to put them upside the Chicago Democrat cult convention, and it's not racist to ask them for IDs to get in. I've been to Trump rallies before. I've never been asked for an ID, but by God, the hypocrites in the Democrat Party are absolutely disgusting on their hypocrisy, on the things that they do, and try to make us the bad guys. So let's jump into here. So we have the local Democrat Party. The chairman is Sam Tallarico. The big tall guy that gets excited and spits on you because I've seen council do it. Well, he put Christy Canibus. I don't know if you guys know who Christy Canibus is. Christy Canibus is a teacher in the Mill Creek School District, and she ran against Kelly. Never been in office, never held an office, never ran for anything other than local weird person. We need to flip the script. What everything they do to us, just flip it back on them. That was 2 weeks ago. Everyone's weird. Everyone's weird. All the Republicans are weird. They're weird. Who's the weird ones in this party? On these parties? Because I tell you what, I think they really got it backwards. I don't identify as a cat. I don't urinate in a cat box. I've been trained for quite a while to like a big boy and pee in the bathroom. And that's That's what we do. So Christy Canibus uh, has gone to war on social media with Dan Laughlin. Well, which we knew it was going to happen anyway, because she's a cult member and she just takes her marching orders from the Democrat Party, and so they were everything was weird. Everything was weird. I'm looking at her social media now. I don't know if it's still up there, but this was a screenshot because as soon as they get called on something, they rip that shit down as that fast because they don't want to get caught with their hands on a cookie jar. So this is an actual. I have a screenshot on my social media from Dan Laughlin, and it's this is from the ECPDC Erie County Dems at Erie Dems whatever. Wait until Tim Walz visits Erie and sees how #weird some of our politicians are. Glad it's going to change after this election. What? But what? This stolen valor piece of crap that's running for vice president on the Democrat side is going to come to Erie and change. I heard, Miss Harris was supposed to come to Erie and got scared off because it was too expensive. I figured I called this one wrong. I figured that Rainbow Joe would have just rolled out the red carpet. Don't worry about it. We're going to put it on the taxpayers because listen, we can afford 70% tax increases that city council people want to give staff members. So we can afford 50 police. She wanted 50 police officers to do this. But anyway, so like I said, Chrissy Canibus is on this thing now. Her new thing because it was #weird. Well, okay, I've seen a lot of pictures up there from the people from her party. They really define the word weird. I guess we're gonna have to get the Webster's. Someone Google it up and type it in the thing what the definition of weird is. Hey Logan, thanks. Logan's got some information up here on some stuff on some websites to tag in on. Try to move the screen with my finger. It's on a touch screen. Cheapers. So yeah, if you can get paid to go knock doors. Logan's got all the information typed in the room. If you want to get a hold of him, Logan, just throw your cell phone number in there and we'll is it in there? Oh yeah, it is. It is there. So Brenda, if you could run Logan's number up here for us. He is the East Side guy to go to if you want, he's talking about volunteering and he's talking about all the different sites for Trump stuff. And he's got a phone number if you want to get a hold of him. He said he was going to get a burner phone. He's got it. But yeah, so it lists out all the locations. It's got a link in there. His phone number. So Logan, thank you for putting that in there. Brenda will get it on the scroller here. So if you need to get a hold of Logan and get paid to go door knock. Thank you that the Republican Party finally pulled their head out of their backsides and realized that going out door knocking for free is a good thing to do and it's patriotic and you're helping your candidates. But with this shitty economy, it's getting harder and harder and harder to volunteer when you're worried about paying your bills and feeding your family. Brenda did an order from Sam's today. Oy vey, it's amazing. And then let's go. Let's fix it. Let's go. Focus. There he goes. So we need a little bit of money to pay for the things I don't know we need. So Logan's got some information about it. He's got you can follow his link. His phone number will come up on the screen here when Brenda can get a minute to catch up. We were having some kind of second computer issues and she's in the back doing that, keeping us all on the straight and narrow. But so now Christy Canibus, her new claim to fame is, let me get it right, #weird and old. This is the new one. Weird and old. Now, I don't particularly like talking about ladies' ages in public because I know they're sensitive and we want to be we as Republicans try to be nice, and that's perfectly fine. She's no spring chicken. She's really not. So it's funny that she's pushing the buzzword of the week, old, and it was funny. They wouldn't even mention the word old while Sniffy Joe was in the running. When he was going for up for reelection, he got the votes. He got the people saying, "Yeah, he's our guy." Um, Lance, what are you looking for? So you can buy this stuff all over the place, or you can get them locally. You can get them northeast. You can go out to the Republican headquarters out on Peninsula Drive. There's one in Union City. There's one in Corey. I mean these people. I know I'm jumping around. I'm sorry, but I'm just reading the comments in the room. So I want you guys to know that I am paying attention. Yeah. Kim Hunter, early vote action is paying here. I'll just put that in the main room. Sorry. Put that on there. Here. So there's an ad for that. Early vote action is paying $26 an hour to go door knock. If you need a job, your belly's a little empty, your gas tank's empty, you want to do the patriotic thing, go out there and knock some doors. They'll pay you 26 bucks. You gotta have a smartphone or a tablet. They'll load an app in there, and that way they can track you and you can change, see everything's going in there. Yeah. Well, I gotta get a check out being paid. Yeah. So so President Biden, when he was the oldest guy in the room, nothing. Not a word. Not a word about age. Not one word. Now we commented, "Oh, he's kind of getting kind of old up here, so he's going to be up there." The minute the Democrat Party threw his ass out like the garbage, I mean, which I'm not a Biden fan, but what they did to him was bullshit. That was absolute a threat to democracy. Throw it out in a country that we are a republic, that we use the democracy part of it. What they did to him was disgusting. I mean, absolutely a threat to democracy. And then what do all the cult members do? They stand around and cheer. Yay, we love Kamala. Well, 2 weeks ago you hated him, hated her, lowest rated president in U.S. history, vice president, and now she's the savior. They are just stupid, ridiculous how they just sit there and wait for their masters to tell them what to do. And they go, "You guys are in a cult." I don't listen to, I don't know what, 20, 30% of what Donald Trump says, because sometimes I'm like, oh God, just be quiet. Focus on the policies. Let us do the legwork. Let's get this elected and let's make America great again. Now, Sniffy Joe had nothing. Harris has nothing other than stealing shit from from Don on policies. So now the cult has new marching orders. Everybody is old. And I find that embarrassingly disgusting because, it's just because you're in your 40s now. I hate to tell you this. I know as a school teacher, you should understand some basic math. And every year we add a year, every year. And when we're old, you just slide up one notch too. So your doesn't go away. I don't know if that's part of the new um, Common Core math that they use, but it's just funny. The new marching orders from the cult masters are basically saying, just everybody that's running for old. Maxine Waters, holy crap! You 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 talk about old. She is older than Joe Biden. You know, Nancy Pelosi. You want to talk about old? She worked for John F. Kennedy. Yeah, she worked for John F. Kennedy back in the 60s. She's still in politics. And these Democrats run around. He's old. He's old. He's old. He's old. Hashtag Dan Laughlin's old. Dan Laughlin's not old, but nice try. But again, this is what the Democrat cult leaders have sent down as their message and the buzzword to get the cult members to just, yeah, Dan's old. How old's Jimmy Wirtz? Could someone please Google up for me how old Jimmy Wirtz is? I'll put him on blast. He's a guy. I don't care. Ladies, we try to be respectful to their femininity, the women stuff. They're touchy about their age. Somebody please figure out for me how old Jim Wirtz is and how old. I don't have my computer on my right, or I would just Google it myself while I'm talking. Yeah, just tell me how old Dan is and how old Jimmy is. Because I'm telling you, it's funny that the vice chair of the Democrat cult party is a hashtag weird and old. Christy, I know you spent a lot of time in the mirror, hair, makeup, and stuff. You really might want to do a self check on who's weird. Your life story is really weird. And I've talked to people that their kids went out to the school she taught in. She's got some nerve calling Dan weird. I saw that, and of course I had to forward it, and I was talking to Dan about it. We're chit chatting. He's like, "Yeah, well, I mean, we're not too concerned about it. It's just their bullshit games, and it's funny. This is exactly the thing that we've been talking about. Is the party of tolerance is not tolerant. They're only tolerant when it's convenient for them. I was watching an interview. They have these Republican, conservative internet news channels. I mean, they're just like me. They're independent news people trying to get the message out that nobody else will touch. So this guy's walking around, excuse me, ma'am, why are you supporting Kamala Harris? Blah 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 blah. Here comes a 400-pound woman with purple hair and piercings coming up, literally barking at the reporter so they couldn't do their story. Is that the definition of not weird? Because if it is, I don't want nothing to do with it, because that is absolutely disgusting. We're supposed to be this. Brenda, just go ahead. Whatever video you got ready to go, just go ahead and throw it up there. Please and thank you.
Millions of Americans sincerely love Donald Trump. They love him in spite of everything they've heard. They love him often in spite of himself. They love Donald Trump because no one else loves them. The country they built, the country their ancestors fought for over hundreds of years, has left them to die in their unfashionable little town, mocked and despised by the sneering half-wits with finance degrees, but no actual skills, who seem to run everything all of a sudden. Whatever Donald Trump's fault, he is better than the rest of the people in charge. At least he doesn't hate them for their weaknesses. Donald Trump, in other words, is and has always been a living indictment of the people who run this country. That was true 4 years ago when Trump came out of nowhere to win the presidency, and it's every bit as true right now. Trump rose because they failed. It's as simple as that. If the people in charge had done a halfway decent job with the country they inherited, if they cared about anything other than themselves, even for just a moment, Donald Trump would still be hosting Celebrity Apprentice. But they didn't. Instead, they were incompetent and narcissistic and cruel and relentlessly dishonest. They wrecked what they didn't build. They lied about it. They hurt anyone who told the truth about what they were doing. That's true. We watch. America is still a great country, the best in the world, but our ruling class is disgusting.
There it is. And Tucker Carlson gets it. A lot of people love him. Some people hate him, and that's perfectly fine. Lance just typed into the chat room, and I put it on the main screen here. Yahoo says that Jimmy Wirtz is 45. So technically, Jimmy Wirtz is older than Christy Knibitz. And she's the one on social media bitching about hashtag weird and hashtag too old. Well, Jimmy, you're kind of up there, buddy. I know you're older than Christy, but that's okay. But because that's what the oh, sorry about that, Kim. Phone's acted up. Okay, you're live.
Well, hello, Brian. That was just a perfect video. It went so well with what Congressman Kelly had to say today.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to miss that.
Well, you had to go to the zoo. I felt bad for you. Congressman Kelly said he understood, but I'll tell you what, he's really making some progress into this congressional investigation. And if you heard what he had to say today after he got off the phone with the FBI, he was smoking mad.
Uh-oh.
Smoking. What they came back with and told him, and he said, give me the answer to one simple question. If you guys knew there was a chance of danger. Why didn't you just have President Trump wait to go out? And their answer is, well, we had a schedule.
Oops. Gibby, I lost you. Call back. Okay, you're back.
I think somebody's listening to us.
Oh, I wouldn't
He
put it
said-
past him.
Let me tell you something before you finish that sentence. I don't want to hear we had no reason not to wait. He goes, because of your lack of not wanting to wait and stay on a schedule, we have a dead man, a dead father. We have 3 people injured, and we could have no presidential nominee. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen a more serious look on Congressman Kelly in all the years I've known him. And he is investigating people like you wouldn't believe. And I'm telling you right now, some heads are going to roll over this.
Well, and the point is, yes, heads should roll, and we need to identify issues so we don't have to happen again. By the grace
Well-
of goodness, it saved the president, but we lost an American hero. A guy that was just a face in the crowd. But once we learned who he was, wow, you just go, I wish I could have been his friend. Because I
Well,
just think he was just a
And
good
he
guy.
was our good friend Corey Chuck's friend and only lived like 3 blocks away from him, know.
Wow.
So, and he went out and he petitioned for Corey. So that just shows you how small our area actually is, that one life touches another life. And
No,
we did get confirmation today. Mike Kelly talked to President Trump, and President Trump told him, I'm coming back to Butler, Mike, and I
Good.
will be outside.
I just
And Mr. Kelly said, Mr. President, I appreciate that. We all applaud you. We know you're brave, but we need you as our candidate. It's too dangerous. And President Trump said, no, I'm going.
Well, yeah, because that's just the kind of guy he is, and I ain't got no problem with it. And trust you me, those mistakes, as I air quote on the phone call, because I don't know if because you're on the phone call, you're not on a video. So, as I air quote, those mistakes aren't happening again,
No.
and,
And I did ask for everybody out there. I did ask. It is confirmed. We don't have a date yet. Brian will let you all know as soon as we have it. Trump will be coming to Erie.
I would assume so.
Well, assuming it and knowing it are 2 different things. We've been disappointed in the past, but President Trump said he loved Erie, Pennsylvania.
Well, then that we love him, and just because the 5 people downtown that belong to the the Democrat Party, I bet the Shank will be out there, and I imagine Christy Canibus should be out there if it's not too windy and mess up her hair and makeup. But she's more of a keyboard hero, making fun. Yeah, so I think.
And Mike did say, guys, we have to stay in unity. It doesn't matter if you don't like Brian, if you don't like me. I don't care who likes who. We have to put all of our fighting aside, work as one, work in unity. We got to go out there and get that vote, guys, and we got to make sure people vote. I'm very ashamed to say that when I asked the people at that luncheon today, how many of you are registered to vote? They all raised their hands, Brian. When I asked them, how many of you have gone out and had at least 2 people fill out a mail-in registration application? 3 people out of about 30 raised their hands. I told them right to their faces, unacceptable.
Right. No, I get it. It's just like at the Trump train, we had a little safety briefing pep talk before we kicked it off. And it was just an issue of, okay, now everybody raised their hand except for the people that are under 18. Good answer. Now, the problem is, how many are we going to get to vote? Oh, we're going to get them all to vote. Okay. All right. Well, I'm telling you, this is my last big hoo-ha to kind of get going, to get these people motivated to get them to vote, because it's just it's just so important. And the Democrats have pulled out.
Door knocking.
The Democrats have pulled every cheat in the book out. They've even created new cheats. So don't think they're not. Do you think they're done? They're not done. because
not by a far, not by a far. And Brian, did you see the new law they just passed on the mail-in ballot envelope that goes inside the envelope, that security envelope?
Yeah.
If it is not signed and dated, that whole ballot becomes null and void.
well, that's the way but here's the problem. That's the way it's supposed to been. It's always been that way. But then some liberal whack jobs start to get in there to fight the ballots, and they win. And then it goes back and forth, and it's just an issue. And here's the problem, boys and girls. This is why what Kim said is the gospel. We need people to go downtown. We need people that are sharp, paying attention. We even need to have some, I don't know. I'm trying to be nice. I won't say it. I almost said it, but I won't. We have to watch the Democrat controlled board of elections. There's only 2 Republicans on there now, boys and girls. Only 2. You've got Horton. His track record in voting is what he does downtown is
He is slippery as fish grease.
yeah.
His own family will tell you that.
And Pretzel, he's just a paid puppet.
Dumber than a box of nails.
He's just going to do whatever his masters, the people that wrote the checks, tell him
Well,
to do.
I told him again, we could actually have 460 people watching them open those. I only need 100 people to sign up, and they have to move the location where they open those and count those votes, and that will drive them crazy. That's why we asked Brian, how many people can actually fit in that office while they're counting those mail-in ballots?
Yeah, they only allow it's really tight. They have and this is going to be a huge election, so they're going to have more. I'm assuming they're going to have more actual per diem workers in there. So the watchers are going to be. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight, but we still need it.
Which means they have to move their location because every single person on the ballot is allowed to have 3 watchers per precinct.
They can't move it legally. They can't. It would be a night. It'd be a nightmare to move because the simple fact of all the infrastructure and internet and all the things and cameras and everything.
Right.
Don't give them any ideas because they're like, oh yeah, let's move to this warehouse where nobody can see or has access to.
COVID's over. And you know what? This is the great part. President Trump has hired 385 lawyers just to cover Pennsylvania, and so is T. McCormick. So we will have lawyers there, boys and girls. We need you. Even if you can only do it for an hour or 2 to give somebody else a break. Because I know I'll be down there. I know Brian will be down there. Cliff Smothers, a great patriot, he'll be down there. People will need breaks. So even if you can give up a couple hours, that's great. Even better, if you can work the polls, you're going to get paid $160. I don't know what else I can say to get you guys motivated.
Yeah, we even have people paying us to go door knock now. You have no excuse. You don't need to go pay for a gym. Go walk some doors. And it's not like you got to get up at 8 o'clock. You got to hit the time clock at 9 and go out till 5. No, it's up to you. You get the kids up there. We got to talk about this. Kids are going to school. So we have to talk about, get the kids to school. You don't want to go to the gym. $26 an hour to go knock doors, knock yourself out. Literally.
Right. And you're not going to have to worry about conflict, guys. They're giving you a walking list. You're going to be hitting Republicans, and I'll tell you, when Brian and I were out there, when we went and asked people for their vote, they said, thank you. No one's ever asked us before. We will vote.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It does make a huge difference. And while we're on the subject, if you don't mind, Brian, if you don't mind telling them about the huge USO party we're having on September 28th, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll just we can throw up an ad up here real quick. No, that's
guys, this is going to be great. It's only like a 25-minute ride from Erie. It's a great time to get together with our fellow Republicans out in Crawford County. We're going to have some great candidates out there. It's a great time to get dressed up, come dancing. We're going to have a vintage outfit contest. We are going to have a swing dance contest. There's going to be plenty of food, plenty of drinks out there. And we're giving you $5 off if you bring a pre-filled out valid mail-in ballot application. It's going to be a hoot. It's going to be hilarious. We're going to have the best DJ in the world. I personally know him, and He's going to be spinning them records, and it's just going to be a blast. What else are you going to do on a Saturday night?
Take a nice ride down to Meadville. It's only half an hour, maybe a little bit more time. It's right there at the Meadville Airport. We have a hangar, so it's indoors. If it's rainy, no big deal. But I have the ad up on the page actually. This is actually a flyer, so be watching out for our flyers. Brenda printed a bunch of them. We got them out to different folks, different vendors and stuff. So it's an issue of and like I said, you bring a valid application for a mail-in ballot or get somebody a new register, it's $5 off. It's just a little incentive, just a little bit of compensation for your time to get that application to someone's hand and talk to them. I have people. I had my neighbor. I know we talked about it. I said, well, he goes, "What's the advantage?" I told him. I explained to him. He's like, "Well, give me one," and then he's like, "Okay, give me two." So he's like, "They're already in the mail." So we have moved the gauge. I'm proud of what we've done. We are not done yet. It is no time to put the clutch in. For you folks know what a clutch is, and put it in neutral and coast. There is no coasting. This is a race to the end. Registration, I can't remember off the top of my head. I put it on my social media.
For a mail-in ballot, get this, boys and girls, October 30th,
Yeah.
6 days before the actual election day.
Yeah. So don't play with that. Don't say, "Oh, I got till next." No, get it in now, and then you can bank your vote. You can go ahead and get this all sent in. They'll send it to you when the ballots are done and they're ready to go. You'll get it, and you can fill it out, take it down to the courthouse, hand it to Miss Fernandez and the nice folks that live in the election office, or you can drop it into the secured with a camera Dropbox right out front, and
Right.
they empty
And
it.
let's thank Brian for that. Please, guys, thank Brian for that. He spent a lot of time making sure this election is safe. He had walls taken out. He had cameras installed. This election is going to be safe. We're going to have watchers down there. We're going to have lawyers down there. We need your help.
Yeah, and then like you said, we took some money, grants, your tax dollars, and we invested those tax dollars, yours. We didn't buy, feeding places for the unicorns. We didn't build bathrooms. We spent it on technology to make sure we could do the best we can with the Erie County. Kim and I went to a seminar. We talked about this. We got thumbs up, passing grades on Erie County. I was very proud of that. But here's the problem. I'm not there. Why do you think they spent so much time and money to get rid of me? Because we know we pushed for the cameras. We pushed for a renovation. We pushed for secure bins. We pushed for, a better security system outside. So now we've got it. And, Michelle Privet, one of our great worker bees in the Republican Party, has been fighting for 3.5 years to get the video from the 2020 election, and she won her court case on her own. Not some fancy lawyers from the Trump. She did the work. She did the research. She did it, and I'm really proud of her. I mean, she by herself basically took on Erie County government, and the sheriff absolutely pushed back, Democrat, on getting those videotapes because he says, "Oh, it's a privacy issue. We can't do that." No, it's called a right to know, buddy. Democrats.
Right. And speaking of Michelle, she does need stamps. So if you guys happen to have a couple extra
Thank
bucks,
you.
buy a book of stamps, get them to Michelle, please, because she's trying her best to clean up this voter registration log.
Yeah.
So she has to send out these papers, have the people sign that person does not live there, send it back in. So she is in need of stamps. But let's talk about something great, Brian. Let's talk about what a success your Trump train was and how people were hanging out their car windows on 79 to tape this. And the best part was I'm on the walkie-talkie talking to Brian going, "You've got a military man in his uniform taping you, Brian."
They were too. I looked in my mirror, and of course, we were doing, 45. We had our headlights on, flashers on. We had people beeping, and I look in my mirror. I see this army. I'm assuming army, but it could have been anybody in a BDU uniform out there videotaping, fist pumping, Trump, 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 Trump as he drove by. Did we get a couple yeah, whatever, man. But I'm telling you, I'm not blowing these numbers up. I'm being honest. I would say 97 plus percent of the interactions we had as we were driving around were all positive. So I call
All
bullshit
positive.
on this psyops psychological operation that the Democrat cult is putting on us right now about pushing these polls. Man, I when I was in college, I went to community college, stopped the presses. I took some classes and we're talking about statistics, and the professor's like, really, statistics are only as good as the person providing them because they're going to find the statistics that support their points. And that was just from a professor at a community college, so
Right.
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
not
I hated that class. I hated that class. But I'll tell you
I'm
what,
not a
guys,
math guy.
even in the city, going around, we only had two fingers come up on us, and those were from CD people, anyways. But the smiles we got, the cheers we got. And not only that, Brian had people joining the Trump train as we're driving. It was fabulous, you know. And yes, he's going to get another one in the works because we've had so many requests, you know. And I'm going to be working on a watch party unless Kamala, the chameleon, backs out for September 10th, because we got to get together. We got to get this great enthusiasm, this patriotic enthusiasm going all over the place. It's there. We just have to join together. And on that note, I'm going to let you go, Brian. Thank you for letting me hog your show. You know I love you and Brenda. And guys, get your Trump shirts, your Trump hats, your flags from Brenda. She's got brand new stuff in, and it is fabulous, off the hook. And I'll let you guys go with that.
Thanks for
Thank you,
calling in.
Brian.
You're my number one boots in the ground reporter, Kim Hunter, live from
Absolutely.
Erie.
I love you all. And let's fight, fight, fight. Get the vote, vote, vote.
Yeah. Like I said, Michelle Privet put out a thing about stamps, and what it is they were using the court system to really kind of clean up these rolls. Well, then they said, okay, that's enough. You're bugging us. Go away, kid. So they have to physically send out correspondence to them and have them come back. So it's not fair that Michelle Privet and her family get stuck paying for these stamps. So if you want to make a donation, get with me. I'll get it to her, no problem. Her and her husband, great people, great hardworking people. And so it's just an issue of, I personally said, well, I'll take a shot. I personally said, well, why isn't the Republican Party locally, writing a check for a couple $100 to get some stamps to get these fraudulent voters off the rosters? So then there is less chance of fraud. But of course, Tom Eddy just absolutely, if it's not his idea, he could give a crap less about it. So, Michelle Privet out there doing on this on her own, just asking for help. I said, whatever you need, letter stuffed or something moved. I pick up stuff and I put it down. So if you find in your heart to make a donation, get it to me. I'll give it to Michelle, or we can meet at the post office, or go buy the stamps, give them to me, and I'll get them to her. Be like, I'm not giving no politician cash. You know what they do with that? Just go buy some stamps, buy a book. Every little bit helps. This is a team effort. I'm really proud of how much work I've seen. Joe Q Citizen. People to the left, people to the right. Just out here working and doing this. That's why I have high confidence. And what they did to Joe Biden, and just totally ignored what I know I use this a lot. We the people. We the people. That's why it's right there at the beginning. We the people. And that's why it was written that way. And these people are trying to strip this down and take it away from us. So it's just an issue of, we got to make this too big to rig. We're doing a great job. Voter registration. The Trump train's a great thing. We did a big loop through Union City. A shout out to all the men and women, Dan Burek and Dave Vescovich and those guys and gals out there running an amazing Trump headquarters. They tore down an old building, they refurbed the back of it and just made it a beautiful. They have a custom Trump table, probably, I don't know, 16 feet long, all put in. I don't know. They coat it and then they got to sand it and buff it up. It's just gorgeous. So if you're ever in Union City, get a hold of these guys, stop by the Trump headquarters. I had the pleasure of going down to Corey and helping Linda Bazzino open up the Corey office. What a great office, great location, right on South Main Street. You can't miss it. Uh, this isn't sanctioned by the Republican Party. They're not doing anything. So here, the people are doing this. And it's the same thing with like Cliff Smathers and the folks in Northeast. They got a beautiful little office down there. It's small, but man, I'm telling you, it packs a mighty punch. It's got a lot of stuff. And I love the fact it's like, I don't know, 50 feet from the Democrat Party. And, nobody set anything on fire, mostly peaceful protest. And, that's how we're going to move this gauge. We're going to make this thing happen as we, the people, are doing it. We can't rely on the parties. We can't rely on the people that are supposed to be doing their job, aren't going to do their job. We have to do their job. And that's fine. That's why we created, our PAC, and that's why we did it, is because we were spinning our wheels. There it is. Restore America. We can help and do what projects we want to do through the donations of Joe Q Citizen. They're like, I'm not really going to give money to these politicians. Not doing it. So, the Restore America PAC's been up and running. I'll get a hold of Kim myself if you want to make a donation or get involved. And because it's we the people restoring America, not the Republicans. We are, but that's okay. But it's us doing the boots in the ground work to do this. So, if you got a video, Brenda, be my guest.
I don't understand how people say that Biden and Harris have not accomplished anything in the past 4 years. Yes, they have. They've allowed 15 million illegals into this country. Like, that's a lot of work, guys. There's been a historic inflation crisis. Record high gas prices in all 50 states. That's huge. Record consumer debt. They've released terrorists into this country. There's been the Ukraine-Russian war and Israel-Hamas war. And violent crime skyrocketing. Like, they've accomplished a lot. I literally don't understand.
She got me. I was like, Brenda, what are you doing? Like, oh, okay. Good setup. But yeah, if you want to call in 814-873-3612, we appreciate it. And if you're a little hoaxer or you're one of those other people, trust me, you will be shut off immediately. I got no problem. If you're disrespectful or you're not want to play nice in the sandbox, I like to quote the late Scott Bremner, the radio show talk show host. Sometimes I loved him and sometimes he irritated me. He would just get on people and he's like, it's my show. My show. You want a show? It's like I had a couple people and literally like that many people on social media, talking shit about the show. Hey, tough guy. Hey, keyboard hero. Put the keyboard down, grab a camera, grab a light, grab a microphone, and do it yourself. Do the work yourself because it's easy to sit back in your mommy's basement and poke fun. And that's perfectly fine. So yeah, sorry about that, Julie Beck. Sometimes it's the internet because I don't have it. Brenda doesn't have it, but thanks for letting us know. We'll pay attention. Might have just been that one. I'll put your link. Erie County Audit the Vote Telegram. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. I see some new names in here tonight. So everybody, welcome to our show. If you're the first time viewer, just type in the room first time viewer, and we appreciate it. We're on 5 formats, and we're really proud of that. There's not really there is a couple local conservative podcasts. They're the more classic podcast. And what we're trying to do is I'm trying to get them together where we can come together, say on a Wednesday night. They can do their show, they can talk whatever they want, but come together, the three of us, and I can put them in the room, and that way we can get coverage from all over Erie County. The people that are not on my friends list or people that don't have access to the show. The people ask me like, "Where's your show at?" I said, "Just go to YouTube, man. Facebook's is kind of funky sometimes to search stuff and search the show up, but you can go to YouTube." And there it is, Boots in the Ground, Brian Shank, and there's all my shows, just all the shows lined up there, ready to go. So yeah, let me get rid of this. It's in the way. I can't see the top comments. Might be thieving the bike. Just guessing. It was good. No, it's the internet. It's not because I can hear everything that goes out and I don't hear it. So it's got to be the internet being wonky. So yeah, if you want to put a video up, Brenda, knock yourself out.
Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate Tim Walz is facing new controversy around his 1995 DUI arrest, specifically how his 2006 congressional campaign explained the incident. Now, according to police records obtained by CNN, a Nebraska state trooper booked Walz speeding at 96 in a 55-mile-per-hour zone. Now, according to that police report, a strong alcoholic odor was detected from Walz's breath and person, and he failed the field sobriety test. Then he failed the preliminary breath test, and he failed the subsequent blood alcohol test when he was taken to a hospital before being booked for that DUI. But now fast forward to 2006, when Walz was running for Congress. His campaign told a very different story. His communications director told a local paper that Walz's arrest was because of hearing loss he suffered in the artillery unit of the National Guard. Quote, he couldn't understand what the trooper was telling him during the field sobriety test, and the trooper refused to speak up. Sean, what do you make of that?
So first, he admitted to being drunk in the hearing with the court. We have court reporters that record everything that's being said in court. So we go back to the record, and he admitted that he was drunk driving. By the way, so the legal limit back then was 0.1, and he was 0.128. But today, in most states, I think in all states, the legal limit is 0.08. So he was over 50% above the legal limit for driving. So again, I think it goes back to just Tim Walz is a liar. Whether it was a stolen valor for his military service or here what happened with the drunk driving, be honest with people. Go, you know what, I made a mistake. But here's the problem. Democrats are now saying, listen, this was so long ago, this is irrelevant. But they're going back into J.D. Vance's history, pulling up old pictures of J.D. when he was in high school. With Kavanaugh, they went back to high school and college. It's relevant, your history, when you were a young man or a young woman, when you're a Republican. But if it's Tim Walz and you're a Democrat, let's disregard it because it was, 25 years ago. Ridiculous.
And Tommy, the critics are arguing, dishonesty is always relevant. And the issue is not drug use or DUI. The Americans elected, George Bush, who had a DUI, President Obama, who admitted to using cocaine. There's more there. But the point is the dishonesty. Do you think that this will shine through to Americans?
I'm also wondering if the Harris campaign didn't properly vet Tim Walz, because there seems to be a few of these unforced errors here that maybe wouldn't have been there with somebody else that they could have chosen. So I'm just wondering if they knew all this and they just didn't care, they didn't think the American people would care, but it's not the act, it's the cover-up. And what really struck me there about his campaign talking about this back in the early 2000s is that they blamed the officer for not speaking up. The worst thing that you can do is blame the officer who's out there just doing their job. So for me, that's the most embarrassing part for Tim Walz, is that you're blaming a hearing loss, which may have been the case. You might have hearing loss, but then it's the officer wouldn't speak up, but then you admitted that you were drunk. Just take accountability. It's a teachable moment. He was a teacher, a coach. Take accountability for it, but don't try to cover it up, and don't blame other people. Don't blame the officer 29 years ago. To me, that's the most disgusting part of it.
Yeah. And meanwhile, being clocked at 96, that's almost twice the speed limit, which is felony speeding in most jurisdictions. So they're glossing over that. Talk to us about the media, Kaylee. How have they portrayed this?
The media cover-up to this is fascinating. So in 2006, the far-left Daily Kos had this to say. In 1995, Tim Walz was pulled over for speeding and arrested for DUI. The only problem for the Republican lie machine is he wasn't drunk. Tim had significant hearing loss. He couldn't hear the officer who pulled him over, the judge throughout the case. Okay. Now, CNN, I love when left-wing outlets attack left-wing outlets or dispute one another, because CNN did a fact check, not of the Daily Kos, but just of the claim in general, a more recent one. Here's what they found. Tim Walz's 2006 campaign falsely described details about his arrest for drunk driving. They go into details about what you said, the 0.1 and 0.28 level, when the legal limit was 0.1. And they go so far as to say the field sobriety test was due to a misunderstanding to hearing loss from the National Guard. That's what his campaign said. They also claimed Walz was allowed to drive himself back. None of that was true. So you know it's bad when CNN for digging into it, but he lied. To your point, stolen valor, and now this. What doesn't he lie about?
Yeah. And Molly, what do you expect from the Harris campaign? As Tanya pointed out, it raises questions whether he was vetted properly.
Yeah, I think this is one of the big challenges that they will face with not having a press conference for.
Well, there you go. Yeah, thanks for letting me know that I don't know what it's the internet. There's not much I can do. It's not me. It's not sound equipment. The mics don't even hear each other. But thanks, I rebooted it up real quick, and it just it's the internet. Sometimes it gets weird because if it was me, you would hear it all the time. For something about the videos that plays it, that's what it got. Somebody just called in. I sorry, I was in the middle of a video, so if you would like to call back in, I'd appreciate that. I didn't have any caller IDs, so you know. But no, I mean, we all make mistakes. We've all got them, and if you don't, you know, you're lying. So it's just an issue of they. Hi, call. You're live.
Well, hello, Brian. It's me, Logan.
Hi, Logan. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, well, thank you for having the show. It's a nice show. I've been listening into it for a few weeks now, and I thoroughly enjoy it myself.
Right. So
So,
what's up in your world?
just working a lot with this volunteering and getting people registered to vote. I'm just calling to tell people about the 4 locations out in Northeast, in Erie, Corey, and in Union City. Those locations are places where people can go pick up Trump merch and Trump signs and to pick up voter applications for their friends and family. The big thing is we're trying to get the word out about those locations here in Erie County. So that's kind of like why I'm calling in, and also just to always encourage people to get out there and try to volunteer. We need people in those locations. If you're too nervous to door knock, we need those doors open in the downtown areas because people will recognize if it's open or not. And then also early vote action and PHAs, they are paying people to go and door knock. So if you know of any friends or family that is looking for a second job and is a little bit politically active or likes politics, that would be a perfect job for them. And most of the doors that they do, some people too are Republican and they are very receptive. Um, I think that's about it that I have for today. I think you're running my number on the bottom there.
Yeah, just go.
So
Yeah, just go ahead and give your phone out number out because then it's actually recorded in the show. So go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So it's 814-460-6028. And really, I have this number. So if you have any friends or family that needs to get registered to vote, just call me. Or if you need to go out and volunteer, and if you're a little nervous, you need someone, that's why this number is here.
Gotcha.
In terms of Trump merch and Trump signs, they're being sold like hotcakes. I wouldn't say sold, but people are donating for the signs like hotcakes, and they're getting they're very hard to get a hold of. But we are working on trying to get more into the county as soon as we can. So that's all I have for tonight, and I guess I'll talk to you all next week. Thank you, Brian.
Hey, thanks for calling in. Thanks for doing everything you do. It takes a lot of time and energy to do these projects, and like I always tell people, there is no I in team, but
Yeah.
there's one in Brian. No, I'm kidding. But thanks for everything you do. Yeah, Brenda is rolling your number across the bottom, so it'll be recorded.
Okay.
Your call's recorded. We appreciate you stepping up
Yeah.
and getting a new phone, and that way you can disseminate the information that we need to get out to the people. And you know, this getting paid to go door knocking. It's the first time I've ever heard of it in Erie County. So if you're a little bit short of cash, need a little part-time job, everybody needs a little extra cash. You can do your evenings. You can do just my personal feelings, I don't bother people on Sunday. Y'all do what you want.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my thing is it's a church day, it's a family day, it's a day of rest. Leave the people alone on Sundays. But that's just
Yeah.
me.
And
That's just me.
yeah, and if you guys want to meet me in person, I'm probably going to be out in the Northeast location. You'll have a higher chance of meeting me out there than anywhere else in Erie County or possibly at headquarters. It just all varies. So if you ever want to meet up with me, I'm probably out in Northeast. All right. Well, I'll probably talk to you later.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Logan. Appreciate
Bye.
it. You know, and
Yep.
and that's what this is why I've seen so many people step up. Yeah, I don't sell signs. I do sell whatever. Yeah, yeah. If you need shirts, hats, Brendan doesn't have the signs. You know, you have to get with the parties to get with that, or one of the local things that Logan and I talked about, where to pick up your signs. You know, I had to take a ride out to Edinburgh today, and man, I'm telling you, Trump sign, 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 Trump signs. So that's good. We're going to see the signs are getting out. People are showing their support. People are proud. Don't do not waver under the pressure of the media. Just ignore it. Like, you know, I hate to say this because, you know, Mark Hamill and his crap with the Democrat Party, but there was a great line. Stay on target, stay on target, stay on target. And that way you will be where you're supposed to be. Just stay on target. And we will get you there. So doing with the technicalities, I don't think we're gonna play any more videos. We'll work that out. Like I said, we come on early, we test everything. We didn't have we had an echo, we rebooted, the echo went away. So I don't know. It's got to be the internet because I'm not echoing to the best of my knowledge. So it's something to do with the format with the videos and the timing and the encoding, blah, blah, blah. I just want to hit play and go, you know. So that's why we try to do the videos to integrate it. That way we get different kind of stories going on. And because they're better. The half people on the videos look better than I do. So why you want to look at me, I can give you some videos. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is your last call. You know, wow, who's winning tonight? Let's go. Wow, Facebook is winning tonight. We have more people on Facebook and on YouTube. Wow. And then we only have one on X. It's really weird. Well, we had to do some work on X, so I hope we didn't lose people that were on X. We had to change the name and create a new account. So I think it'll just take a minute to go over there. Just boots on the ground, you know, search it up, you'll find me. We had to change it because we couldn't bring our show into X anymore for free. We want to bring the show in, they charged us. And that's fine. You know, that's fine. That's why we always have a little sign up here for donations. All that does is we just pay the bills. You know, the restream costs money. We upgraded that. And you know, I'm looking at a different microphone. This has been an okay microphone, but it's okay. It's just an okay. So T Jams. Sorry, thank you. So there's our big ad. Boots on the Ground Brian Check Wednesday at 8 p.m. and all the different formats we're on there. We've been trying to play with TikTok, but it's funny and not funny. So if you want to call in, last call for a call in. Um, if not, Brenda, you can go ahead and get the outro video ready. Oh, ready. I thought Big Dave was gonna call. He was like, "Hey man, you getting ready for the show." Yeah, I figured. I figured with everything going on in the city of Erie, with anybody read this shenanigans with city council? Could someone please explain to me how a city council woman thinks that the city certain city employees, not the union worker guys, they don't give a crap about that. They don't. They really don't. You know, that's why it really cracks me up about the Democratic Party. Oh, we're for the union people. No, you're not. Joe Biden got rid of 30,000 union jobs in his first day in the office. You know, and you got the FOPs, the country's FOPs endorsing Trump. You got the Teamsters endorsing Trump. These guys are no joke. I'm not saying the rest of I was a union guy. I totally get it. You know, just because the union bosses say that's who we endorse, I don't ever remember my union bosses asking the members, who we were endorsing. They so again, not a shot at them. So the city councilwoman wants to raise what is the controller or the treasurer or a 70% pay increase because she feels that the city of Erie should be paying their people the same as other cities. Now, I believe on performance. I don't see the city of Erie performing all that well. population's coming down. You know, it wasn't until just recently nobody was spending a dime in Erie unless you were a nonprofit to buy houses, tear them down, and put up a new building that doesn't pay taxes. So that was the only thing. Now we're seeing some decent movement on, economic development. And it's not just the city of Erie. It's not. It's a combination of a lot of entities coming together and saying, listen, this is broken and we need to fix it. And we've got to get that. But the city of Erie's, budget, taxes, fees, taxes, fees. Okay. So now you want to hand out a 70%. 70%. I was telling my wife this tonight. I'm like, take a guess. She was like, oh, 25%. No, 30. No, 50. No. She's like, what? Yeah, 70%. Tax and spend Democrats do exactly what they do. I got a message. Hang on. Oh, that's fine. Take your time. So yeah, we on council, we had to do a tax increase. Reasonable. I voted no. And this is what really kills me about the Democrat Party. Man, they bashed me hard. Well, they could just county council, they raised tax. I didn't vote for it. Didn't vote for it. Once I'm able to oh Jesus, Lance. La 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 la. I don't hear you, Lance. Just put a camera on it. Just get a battery powered trail cam. Make them famous internet. If you get a hold of your local PD and you got some video, they will prosecute. They will, because it's bullshit. I had a guy in Erie. He drives around in a red Jeep, I don't know, Cherokee. It's an older one. He's got like the graphics in the back window. It's got Trump behind bars like that. I busted him cold-handed doing shenanigans with signs. Erie PD showed up. They showed up. They sent 3 cars out. I was like, whoa. And the sergeant, he's like, well, do you want to press charges? I said, well, of course I do, because I know who this guy is. And he leans in and he goes, I know who this guy is too. And he goes, this is a tough one. He goes, how about if I give him a warning, one last warning, because now you know who he is. If he does it again, we'll hook him up. I said, that's fine. That's fine. But the party of tolerance is out ripping. There's a video locally. I won't mention the guy's name. Posted a great video. Made these kids hugely famous for stealing Trump signs. Hugely, So what's yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and the party of tolerance is only tolerant when it benefits them, and they're the ones pointing the fingers at us. Threat to democracy. Who just installed a very unpopular female? It's not black. Nice try. Keep playing that. Black, 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 black. She's not black. She's already admitted it a million times that she's not. Now she wants to be. There's an article out, and I wish I meant to get the article, but I was just kind of busy today. That it interviewed the black guy that she had on death row, that had the evidence to exonerate him. It wouldn't touch it. She would not admit that she made a mistake. And with the new evidence, she didn't have to say she made a mistake. Oh, new evidence. Oh, yep. Okay, we got it. Save this man's life. Let him go. No, she refused until the governor and the court stepped in and said, you will use that evidence to say this. He wrote a story. He wrote an article about what it was like to be sitting on death row because of Harris and her bullshit, ultra extreme, lock up black people. It's right there. Joe Biden, go back in his history, man. The crimes bill. It locked up more black people than any other law in the country. Well, you people are racist. Well, Joe Biden is, Kamala Harris is, but we're the weird ones. And what is it? Someone typed in, I think it was Brendan typed in, it was Dan Laughlin, 66. So If you're 66 year old, so a 40-year-old, oops, I gave her age out. So, Jimmy Wirtz, 45. But why is age an issue? Because the Democrats only focus on identity politics. Oh, she was black. She was Indian. She's this, she's that. Her grandfather was a slave owner, but nobody says a word about it. It's funny. Someone posted, oh, yeah, Trump was a draft dodger. He had bone spurs. He was actually in the military academy and was medically discharged because of bone spurs. Now, let's Google up Sniffy Joe and his deferments that got him out of going to Vietnam to avoid the draft because of asthma was one of them. He was on the swim team. How do you have asthma and swim? Someone explain that to me, please. But it's convenient that they forget. And then, Tampon Timmy is a stolen valor guy that runs around as a combat veteran. Lies. It's all lies and deceptions, psychological operation. They're trying to beat us down. And I'm telling you, the more you come after me, the harder I dig my heels in. Ask my wife. Yeah, she's got some stuff. We'll put that up there. Actually, put that up there. Preston, actually, flags and banners. Well, she did talk to her. I'll put that up there. Just shoot her a text. She's got flags and banners. But yeah, so be careful for what you read. Be careful, folks. They're going to come after you with everything. We've seen them stoop the new lows to cheat. 40 million people that voted for Biden in the primary were just dismissed. The people, the puppet masters, the money masters are the ones calling the shot. Joe was doing too much damage to the party. He was doing too much damage to the downvotes. And it was convenient to say he was old. And now the party of tolerance, like, he's old. Well, that's discrimination, actually. I mean, and they're coming hard on the old card. Weird and old. So just give it a couple weeks. They'll have another buzzword for all the cult members to digest and spew their hate everywhere on social media and everywhere else. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this thing in for a landing. An hour and 15 minutes, not bad. Like I said, we thought we had the echo thing out. I think it's just the internet. We've upgraded the routers. We upgraded the cables. We upgraded everything. My voice is not echoey. It's just the video. So there's something with the videos that this system doesn't like. Mark Jeffries, how do we own the privilege of having you come in on a Wednesday? I thought you worked. Here, we'll put your comments up there. It's plain and simple. You want 4 more years of what we just had? Yeah. You know what, sir? You might not come on the show a lot. I know you're very busy. I know you work a lot, and we appreciate that because you got to pay for those. You got to pay those taxes for all those 10 million illegals, and make sure that they're taken care of. It is a plain and simple. If you want 4 more years of what we just had, have at it. I wish we could have played the video of the Chicago riots. I mean, I know it's a little echoey. I apologize, but we'll try to get it fixed up. These literally in the faces of Chicago's finest, screaming with megaphones, saying, basically, here, piggies, you want war? will bring the war home. If one of us Republicans were to do that at a gathering somewhere, we would be arrested, and they can't charge. Well, it's just like January 6th. They didn't charge anybody with insurrection, but that's the buzzword of the is insurrection, insurrection. That's all the media spewed, insurrection, insurrection. Uh, yeah, there was no insurrection. In matter of fact, the court threw out the charges on the people they had charged because it was some bullshit old law that didn't even apply, but doesn't matter. The DOJ was going to have their marching orders to get these people jammed up, stir the pot, insurrection, 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 insurrection. There was no insurrection. Show me a statistic, if you show me the stats and show me how many people are actually arrested and charged, sentenced for an insurrection, I'll play it on the air and I'll be quiet. It doesn't exist. It's bullshit. It's all fabricated bullshit. You know, the transcripts of Trump's speech have been released. It doesn't say anywhere go over there and have an insurrection and burn the place down. Nope, doesn't exist. But that's what the Democrats love to do. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Lance, you're absolutely right here. Put that on the big screen. Possibly the Democrats is absolutely. Yeah, Brenda, go ahead. You've got a video ready. Go ahead. If it seems to be working, go for it. I got a text message.
United States of America, most powerful country on this planet. And it's not because we have more money, or we're better looking. No. It's because we have something in this country they don't have in other countries. That's right. I'm talking about rednecks. Good old boys with an arsenal in their basement that have been waiting for just such an occasion since 1775. Oh, believe me, foreign troops land in the South, there'll be a line of pickup trucks and NASCARs heading down 995. Marines will show up 3 hours later, nothing but beer cans and shotgun shells. What the hell happened here? War's over, baby!
Well, I got to say that guy nailed it, and it's just like the original Red Dawn. I mean, how many people have watched that? I don't even watch it anymore. I just have it as a training film because I'm telling you, there's a lot of great tactics in there, a lot of great things that they do in there. It's just unfortunately. So I want to thank everybody who called in. I want to thank for all the great conversation. I want to thank all the oh, is he? Because I just found him on yeah, I'll put that up there. He talks slow enough. It's funny. Well, yeah, I get it. And he's a great comedian. I mean, I followed him on TikTok. I saw that video. I hit it. I liked it. And I follow him. He's funny. He is really, really funny. And he takes a poke at everybody. It's not just the rednecks. It's not the white people, the black people, green people. Everybody gets a chance there. But, think about it. They show up. Marines, we already figured this thing out. So again, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Brenda, my lovely wife, for kind of keeping this hurting the cats and keeping it all together. Again, the echoey thing, it's beyond our control. That's why I wear headphones like TJM says we wear them so that way I can hear everything going out, everything going out. I don't hear the echo. So it's something there. And the way this works is I have my laptop in the studio in the house. Brenda has the she shed in the back. She's sitting on a laptop with a headset. She controls all the videos and all that stuff. So we've upgraded everything we can upgrade. We'll get it. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. We got to go. Wait a minute. I broke tradition. Sorry about that. Application for mail-in ballots. Here's the one we got in the primary from Donald Trump. Woo! Here's another one we got in the primary. Same thing. You're going to get a lot of them. Peekaboo. You're going to get a lot of them. I mean, when it's getting closer and closer to that window closing for registrations, you're going to get a lot of these in the mail. They're going to be from every pact. Everybody that's got money is going to be sending them to you because they want them in your grubby little hands. And the only one that we are technically pushing is the Pennsylvania voter registration application mail-in ballot request. The only one. I got a text from a friend the other day. She's like, Brian, I need 3. I said, you can go online and do this. She's like, I tried, it doesn't work. So I put that information on my Facebook page on where you can go online to find that information, and you should be able to get that. Thank you. I hate TVs. Nice. Yeah, fine. Well, we appreciate it. You know, we do this out of our own pocket. We do it out of it because the haters hate it. We do the Trump trailer train because they hate it. But I'm telling you, I'll take it down the dock, pull off this side, put the tailgate up, have a pop, watching some YouTube, and how many people stop by and want a picture? People from Australia, people from Ohio, Florida. The guy was up from Florida with his son. He's like, I've never seen anything like it. I said, well, actually, I stole it from a rapper out of Florida that had a fake mannequin in his truck. I just mounted it to a trailer. So, we have plenty of time, but it is we are in third base running for home on these. We've got to get these in. We got to make this thing too big to rig. Oh, and then I was online. Oh, this is my last point. In Pennsylvania, we have over 500,000 voters. Sorry, rephrase that. We have over 500,000 hunters that are not registered to vote. Let me put my shock face on. Over 500,000 hunters are not registered to vote in Pennsylvania. I can't even fathom that people that enjoy the sport of hunting aren't registered to vote. Because if we don't stop the Democrat cult dead in its track, they will look what they want to do to the Supreme Court. That crazy woman wants to add 27 new Supreme Court judges. 27. What? No. You leave it alone. Just because the 9 there now don't go with you because you don't go with the Constitution and they do, except for the 3 whack jobs that all stick together and just vote against it. When you get a 9 decision on that one, stop the presses. Stop the presses. Just saying. We got to get if you know someone's a hunter, talk to them. Say, hey, are you registered to vote? You realize that these Democrat cult members are coming after your Second Amendment, and the Second Amendment has nothing to do with hunting. Focus this in. Sorry about that. About hunting, it's about standing up to standing up to the government. However, if they have their way, they'll take them all away. They'll take all of them away. We can't have that. Nope. So, again, thank you all for coming out. Brenda, thank you for coming. All the new people that came in tonight, apologize for the little echoey thing. Way beyond our control at this point. We'll try to figure it out. We were online with tech support for Restream to figure, hey, what's going on here? They're like, not on us. So we just think it's an internet thing, and it just appears to be doing with the videos. So we will boat parade. Wow, that's a new one. Are we having a boat parade? I heard some rumors. I heard Jake Banta's pushing one for this Friday at the Northeast Marina at 12 o'clock. Oh, Matt, yeah. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, so Friday, Jake's got his fundraiser. Jump on our Facebook or his Facebook page. It's a fundraiser. Of course, campaigns cost money. Matt, of course, is also running. You would like to make a donation to his cause, get a hold of Matt. He'll get you in the right direction. Because yard signs cost money, bumper stickers cost money, t-shirts cost money. So yeah, we get it. Greg Carr, thanks for coming in. Why are you coming in so late, man? We're just winding the show down. We started at 8 o'clock. That's okay. We still love you. But you can go back on YouTube, go to Boots on the Ground with Brian Shank on YouTube. You can watch the show and you can see yourself come in the room. But again, thanks for coming out. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you do. We appreciate your support. Let's see who's winning now. Look at the stats. Yeah, Facebook's winning. We've got 9 on X, so that makes me feel good. That means that people are finding us again on X because we had to kind of move you around. 3 on YouTube, and that's fine. Greg, you just popped on my feed. Well, that's okay. Have a great night. Thanks for what you do, Brian. Lance, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I mean they should pop up, but not an hour and a half later. But thanks. Get out and vote. Get out and vote. Get out and vote. Get registered to vote. If you need a mail-in ballot, get a mail-in ballot. Get those sent in. Do not wait to the last minute because that's when mistakes happen. Not saying anything from downtown. I'm just making a point that you got to be careful because if you make a mistake on this and you wait to the last minute, you can't correct it. If there's a mistake, they'll call you and say, hey, you made a mistake. Would you like to fix that or send us a new one? They'll do that for you. But if it's down to the wire and it's 4:30 and they close at 5 for registration, you're done. There's nothing they can do at that point. Do not put yourself in that jam. Take a little extra time, take that extra minute, go downtown, and take care of these. Drop them in the Dropbox. If you don't trust the Dropbox, go through the security. I didn't know that. See, that's what we want you guys to come in here and talk about is current events and things going on. Let me pull that one up and I can put it in the main room there so everybody can see it. All the way down there. Greg Carr, we're having a Trump boat parade this Sunday at my houseboat. Leave at 1:00 next to the Lakewood and Rod and Gun. This is in Chautauqua Lake. So yeah, that's in Chautauqua Lake. I know Jake Banta is having his fundraiser on Friday, and he said if you have a boat, come down to the marina. Jake has put a lot of time and effort to save the marina, and I think they're going to save it. So, politicians, people are always like, what do you guys do for the community? Well, Jake Banta just saved a marina. I mean, that's a pretty good resume builder. I mean, really, it really is. So, Brenda, go ahead and play that outro video. Thank you all for coming out. Please be safe out there. Watch your 6. These Democrat cult members are coming unglued because they know they're going to lose this and they're going to lose big. Good night.
If tomorrow things were gone, work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. The men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA. Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, still
time, and we appreciate that. And like we said, God bless America, and let's be safe out there.